Hello everyone, this is Inayat Mir with A plus review for exam 220-1001. So this exam will last for 2020 and 2021. So this is just an overview very briefly. So what you supposed to take a look when you are ready for the exam. So you also can find exam questions from my website or from my videos from YouTube, or you can request for exam practice questions using my email. So let's talk about few things what you supposed to know briefly for your exam. So here I am adding few slides or few pop-ups within my video. So I am taking this as an overview of CompTIA A+. I am not quoting, I did not quote any exam code, but it is for 220-1001 exam, which is your first exam for your A+ from CompTIA. So let's talk about DNS, domain name system, DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol, how you install it. So I have here my virtual environment. So I am using my Hyper-V where I am going to demo how to install any role or any feature. So here I am going to install a DHCP feature. My host name is DC3. I name my computer D as in David, C as in Charlie, because it is a domain controller. So I went into my DNS to show you my domain name as well. You can see my forward lookup zone ny1.com that has a lot of records under it as a forward lookup zone. You can go from tools menu to look at DHCP or DNS. As you see, I do not have DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol service installed. So the way you install, you can go through your dashboard, add roles and features. So here you are adding basically Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, DHCP. So very simple. Once you find DHCP, just check the box and click next, next, next. So here it is showing me here I have a pending reboot. So until I install, I reboot my computer, I will not be able to see my DHCP. Anyways, I will reboot at the end. My purpose is just to here show you how to install a feature or a role. So currently DHCP or Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol is being installed. This will take a while, so meanwhile I get an opportunity now to show you my Active Directory and few more things. So while we are installing DHCP, later on I will reboot my PC, so then I don't have to show you creating a scope, assigning IPs to the client computers, because that is not requirement actually. You need to just get an idea. So what is a service, how to install a service, then how to use this service, and if you do not have your DHCP available, what happens? I am talking about automatic private IP address like APIPA. So then you get a 169.254 range, which we'll talk about. So this is my Active Directory where you can create new objects, you can create new user, new group, new computer. You don't have to go in much detail here, but that's where you can see your Active Directory. Under computers container, you see all domain members. So these are my all domain members currently. If you don't have any domain member currently available here, or see arrow down, that means that domain member was disabled or disjoined. DCs are here, domain controllers. MS10 was a member server. I have promoted it to a domain controller. So every domain controller comes under domain controllers organizational unit in Active Directory. So again, so still my DHCP is being installed. It will take definitely a little more time. So that is why I am going around, browsing around, trying to show you a couple of more things around. So how you can take a look and install things. Most likely you get requests from your client computers for troubleshooting. For that, you can troubleshoot remotely. It depends what company basically, what your company is using the tool for remote access. From PowerShell, you can directly type CMD. That will take you to your command line like a dash prompt. So you can go back to PowerShell as well while you when you type PowerShell. So you do ipconfig to look at your IP address and default subnet mask, or ipconfig /all to look at your default gateway, DNS, etc. and all information. You can use a ping command to see the connectivity with your fellow host. You can also use start space /, then your remote computer name. So this process will take you to that computer's all shared resources, as you have seen here. So you can access resources through the command line, or you can use a /, then host name from the Explorer. So here I am showing you my run as option. So when a user calls and needs some help, you remote into user's computer, log in with your own credential with the user's command prompt, because they don't have, users do not have actually access to access other areas as an administrator. So you have to use your credentials the way I just did, then go to your computer management where you can troubleshoot a lot. So I'm adding this small note at the bottom of my screen so you can take a look. So what is going on, what I'm trying to explain. So once you go to your CompMGMT, you can go through your tools menu, or you can just type CompMGMT. That will take you to your computer management. Once you go there, couple of things you see here. I will show you a few things. First, I am showing you my disk management. So disk management is the option where you can look at disks and you can troubleshoot information. Perfmon, or performance monitor, is another option where you can go and look the performance of your computer. You can add counters in. You specifically can go into your search window and type PERFMON, like perf, like performance, MON, monitor. You can use this plus sign to add the counters and then monitor the performance. So it is just a simple an example which I am showing you here. You can choose any add-in to look at. For example, your processor, your hard disk, your network performance, your network card, you can take a look. You can also go into your device manager, most important place where you usually go and troubleshoot device drivers. Any device which has exclamation sign, that means that device is not functioning properly. You might have to go and troubleshoot that device. Sometimes device is requiring a device driver, so you can go and add a device driver for that device, or you can have a wrong driver, so you can update that driver. So going back to take a look again, my DHCP is almost done, but there is a requirement for reboot. So if you reboot, it will take a time too, because I haven't did my updates for a while. So it will take a little time to update. But anyways, I showed you how to install DHCP. So you just saw that how to install DHCP. option. So all you need to know the process of installing a DHCP server. So meanwhile, while my PC is rebooting, let's take a look at other objective topics briefly. So here you can see from top to bottom, we talked about DHCP. I showed you just a way of installation of DHCP. The same way you can install any role or any feature into your server. Then you have a couple of more things here. APIPA is an automatic private IP address range, which I discussed before, and I will discuss once again at the end of this video, that when your DHCP server is down, cannot assign an IP from a DHCP pool, so you can get 169.254 range IP. That means you cannot go online, but within the LAN you can communicate with your peers if they all have a APIPA IP address. I will show you my file transfer protocol for demo purposes. I set up my own host as an FTP server, file transfer protocol. So you cannot email larger files to your peers, or you cannot use any other easy way to share your files with your peers outside of your LAN, local area network. So FTP is an example. You can use an FTP server, set up an FTP server, share your bigger files like in gigabytes in range. So those files you can distribute to your fellows online. So just give them their credential to log into FTP server and share whatever you want to share. I added a couple of files here in my FTP server, which you can see as an example. We use port 21. I will show you where you can see your port number in your own host, where you set up your FTP server. SSH is a secure socket shell, port 22. I'm using port 22 as well. You can use couple of online tools with port 22 to access your computer remotely. WinSCP client you can use with port 22. Port 22 setup server or another machine where you can set up an FTP style file sharing functionality. So telnet is not a very secure, but we can telnet also from one PC to other PC. SMTP is a port 25. We use this SMTP in your Outlook or in Exchange server. This is a mail related. DNS port number is 53, and HTTP and HTTPS we use port 80 for HTTP. Hypertext transfer protocol or a secure protocol. For example, you go online and use your online transactions, so you use port number 443 for secure communication. So let's check back here what is the process situation. 22%. Okay, it is very slow. Definitely I will not be able to proceed with the whole reboot and complete it 100%, but meanwhile I am able to show you a couple of more things what we discussed here in my slide. So this is a video card. You can use this video card and add 3 monitors. How? So let me take a look, a very close look. Here you can see 3 ports: VGA, video graphic array, and HDMI and DVI. So you can have 3 different types of monitors, old style or HDMI style, or your digital video input DVI style. So this means you install this one card and you can use 3 monitors. And this is a docking station I talked about in my slide here. So you can use a laptop on this docking station, which is supposed to be plugged in with all other cables. So you simply have to add your laptop on top of the docking station. You easily can use that laptop. So here you can use Alt and Tab to see again where we are. Here only 3 more percentages went up, so that's mean it will take really time or more time to go in. Let's talk about our routers. This is my wireless router. You can have a wireless or wired. So I gave you 3 different sites in my previous video, which you can go and use. This is a newegg.com where you can see wired or wireless routers. This is a big router where you can see an example, but for your home you can purchase 5-port, maybe a little bit bigger than or smaller than that router, and you can have a router with your wireless antennas and also a built-in RJ45 port, so you can use exactly what I am using right now. Here I am going to show you my FTP server. So you have to go to your IIS, Internet Information Services, which is you use for like an application. From the binding you can see your port number. So FTP is using port 21, and if you have your website, default website uses same thing. From binding you can check port number 80 or 88, 80 or 8080 if you change and customized it. This is my location in my PC under F drive. I made an EM folder and I shared a couple of notes here. These are the big files. You can see these files could be in gigabytes also, but here you can share these files with your peers, and you can give them your ISP's IP address or simply give them my FTP, which is actually your FTP server IP address through your ISP. Here these are the users, and one of my students basically he needed some stuff. Here I shared my FTP server and gave him an account to log in, and he was able to log in and to get those all files. Once he was done, I removed those files. But this is a very good way online, anywhere in the world, wherever you are, you can share your FTP server. On the bottom you can see multiple more things here which you can take a look, and we talked all about this in previous videos about your USB or hard disk drive, solid state drive, SATA, RAM, CPU, your system board, which is a motherboard, DVD-ROM, Blu-ray, Bluetooth, hotspot, speakers, headsets, memory cards, ISA, PCI, mini PCI Express or AC, and versus your DC, direct current or alternate current, etc. So anyway, thank you for watching this video, and I will come back with my other related videos. Make sure that you watched all series, my previous and current videos on CompTIA topics. Thank you. Bye.